the reason for the big halftime or the second half change?
Well, I thought defensively, our staff, I asked them pretty directly and vehemently at halftime, what suggestions they had defensively, because I didn't have any answers. What we were doing wasn't working. And, we decided to come out and switch 1 through 5 in the second half. I thought that slowed them down. We wanted to make sure, hey, if you're going to beat us, you're going to beat us with contested 2-point shots in the lane. You're not going to beat us with threes. They were 7 for 10 from the line behind the line in the first half, and got 7 layups. They were just getting to the rim at will. So I thought our big guys did a really good job in the second half of making their guards make tough shots. They made some tough shots, but they missed a lot. Our defense really stepped up, and our guards did a great job at front in the post. When we switched, we had our guards a lot of time. Dom and Thomas and Xavier Talton, those guys were down there battling Teal Daniels, who's a beast. But I just thought, hey, we're going to make him score. We're not going to let Clavel and Gillen torch us like they did in the first half.
What does this tell you about this team? You've done it twice now, Auburn and here.
Well, we've got resolve. We've got toughness. I mean, that's what it tells me about this team. And we've taken some guys' best shots. Auburn really played well in the first half against us. Colorado State just did. I mean, Fort Lewis did the other night at 44 points at halftime and shot 55%. So, but we come out in the second half and we make the adjustments and change. But now the challenge is we got to do it for 40 minutes. But look, Colorado State, credit them. They made some tough shots, and Gian Clavel's a heck of a player, and Gillen's a heck of a player. I asked our guys, in the locker room, I said, I don't know how many Rhodes Scholars we have in here, but it doesn't take one to figure out that Gillen is controlling this game by driving the ball to the basket and creating contact. And the way the game is called and the way the rules are now, the advantage all goes to the offense. And so I thought our guys did a much better job of attacking the paint in the second half and finishing strong. Now you got to go in. You can't go in there weak. You got to go in there strong because there's big bodies and there will be some contact at the rim. But I thought we did a good job of that. Josh Fortune's a good example. He's 0 for 5 from 3, but he's 5 for 6 from 2, and he got the ball to the rim and the basket in the second half. Got to the free throw line. Dom did the same. So I was proud. Our guys did the adjustments that we asked them to make in the second half.
We just have a similar blueprint to Auburn in that. Were you confident if you came out and still played your game? There's no
Absolutely.
way they sustain 70% from.
Well, you hope not. I mean, again, if they shoot 70% from 3 for the game, I mean, you better figure out your defense isn't working. And that's why, I wanted to. We were going to change at halftime. I didn't know what we were going to change to, but we were going to change our defensive ball screen coverage because the first. And again, it's not what we do; it's how we do it. How we were doing it wasn't working. And, so our guys, again, credit our team. There's good players in college basketball. I mean, Gian Clavel and John Gillen are as good at guards. I said that before the game. I'll say that now. They're good players.
You've talked about Wes as an X factor, someone to make a good team great. Did we see that in the second half?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely you did. The way he rebounded the ball, the way he got us going. He made a couple jumpers there out of halftime. Shot them confidently.
Does that scare you when he shoots threes?
No, because Wes is a good shooter. As long as they're good shots and they're in rhythm and again, that's why you work on your game. And we tell our big guys, if we recruit a big guy, when you come to Colorado, we're not gonna. You're not going to be stuck on the block. Now, we're going to try to get you the ball down low when you have mismatches. We did a good job of that in the first half late with Josh and Wes, and certainly in the second half. But we want our big guys to step out and be perimeter threats as well. And Wesley showed that tonight.
Coach, the rivalry game, and you guys come back and win it. The lasting impact of this game for your team, the confidence must be through the roof after something.
I don't know about the lasting impact. It's one game on our schedule, whether we won it or we lost it. I do think we can gain some confidence from it and reaffirm that, hey, what we did against Auburn wasn't a fluke. We've got toughness. We're going to be in this position again probably at some point during the season. Might be at halftime, might be midway through the second half, whatever the case may be. And we know that we can come back. And again, my college coach is in the Hall of Fame, and he always said, coming back is easy, coming back and winning is hard, and we've done that twice now. And so I credit our players' toughness and resolve.
once again, it seems like different players stepping up different nights for this team. The second half today is West. I mean, how big a strength is that team? Is it for your team?
It's huge. I mean, and you think about it. I mean, we missed them. I mean, I can think of 4 wide open standstill threes that we could have made to blow this thing out. We only made 2 threes in the second half, and we make those. We can blow the roof off this place and take care of business. So yeah, again, the balance of this team is what makes this team have a chance to be really special. And whether it's Wes Gordon or Trayshawn Fletcher or Josh Fortune, one of those wings off the bench, or Xavier Talton came in, hit a big 3 in the first half. I mean, we shortened our bench a little bit in that second half, but we've got a lot of different weapons in this team.
Gillen had 16 in the first half. I think he was scoreless in the second half. Who was it that was out there?
Well, I
Was it a
think
combination?
Dom did a good job. Our bigs, again, switching, because we switched our big on those ball screens. Our bigs switched on to Gillen. So I think Josh Scott and Wesley Gordon have to have a lot of credit, to that. And because our bigs did a good job of keeping him in front. And when he did get in the lane, he had to score over a 6'9" or 6'10" guy. And in the first half, we weren't doing that. We were plugging, our plug defense. He was getting pocket passes to their bigs. They were getting some dunks, and so I credit our bigs and I credit Dom. I thought Josh Fortune's defensive intensity and Trayshawn Fletcher's on Clavel in the second half was really good as well. I think those guys really tried to take a challenge on. I've not seen Josh Fortune that dialed in on the defensive end since he's been here, and so to me, that's a great sign of progress.
Last couple for Coach.
Josh Scott says that this game could be typical for Wesley. What does it take to make this a typical
Well, I
game
think
for him?
again we want Wesley. We want Wesley to be aggressive, and I think when he plays aggressive like he did tonight on the boards and offensively, he's a really, really good player. And again, Pat mentioned he's an X factor. He is, because when he plays like that, because Wes has a capability of being as good as he wants to be, and that's. So tonight was a really bright spot. Hopefully, he can use that as a springboard.
Josh Scott did say, obviously the win's the important thing, but good to see him. It's special for him to have a big night finally against CSU.
It is, yeah, because he struggled, and again, they front him and they just make him work everything he didn't get for. Last year he got really frustrated, and this year he knew it was coming. He expected it. He really made it an effort on the offensive boards, and again, when you're 2 bigs at double doubles. Pretty good with the perimeter firepower we have on this team. Which I think we have some guys that are capable of playing better. Didn't have their best nights, but that's what makes this team special.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.